Alright, so today we're going to be talking about supply and demand. So supply and demand is probably one of the most fundamental concepts of economics, and it's basically the backbone of like the economy overall. So demand refers to how much of a product is in service and is desired by buyers, and the quantity demanded is the amount of product people are willing to buy at a certain price, and the relationship between price and quantity demanded is known as the demand relationship. Supply represents how much the market can offer, and the quantity supplied refers to the amount of certain good producers are willing to supply when receiving a certain price. So the law of demand states that if all other factors remain equal, the higher the price of a good, the less people demand that good. And in other words, the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. The amount of a good that buyers purchase at a higher price is less because as the price of a good goes up, then so does the opportunity cost of buying that good, and then as a result, people will naturally avoid buying a product that forces them to forego their consumption of something else they value more. The law of supply, like the law of demand, the law of supply demonstrates the quantities that will be sold at a certain price, but unlike the law of demand, the supply relationship shows an outward slope, and this means that the higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied. Producers supply more at a higher price because selling at a higher quantity at a higher price increases revenue and makes you more money. Supply and demand relationship. So now taking those two kind of together, I'm gonna give you a hypothetical scenario. So let's say I thought this out in my head. Imagine a special edition CD of your favorite band is released for $20, and because the record company's previous analysis showed that consumers will not demand CDs at a price higher than $20, only 10 CDs were released because the opportunity cost is too high for suppliers to produce more, if that makes sense. If, however, the 10 CDs are demanded by 20, as demand increases, so is the price. So as more people want this product, they're going to raise the price for it, otherwise they're going to run out because everyone's going to want it at a certain price, and they're not going to be able to just keep giving it out at the same price, because then they're not going to make as much money as they could. So they're realizing that this is a popular demand, and they're gonna start upping the price a bit. But let's say if, however, there are 30 CDs produced and the demand is still at 20, the price will not be pushed up because the supply more than accommodates demand. And so after the 20 consumers have been satisfied with their CD purchases, the price of the leftover CDs may drop as CD producers attempt to sell the remaining 10 CDs. And the lower price will then make the CD more available to people who had previously decided that the opportunity cost of buying the CD at $20 was too high, if that makes sense. And then equilibrium, when supply and demand are equal, like for example when the supply function and demand function intersect on a graph, and the economy is said to be at an equilibrium. And at this point, the allocation of goods that is most efficient because the amount of goods being supplied is exactly the same as the amount of goods being demanded. Equilibrium, the same thing. It's like that point on the graph, when we draw the graph's home base, where those two, supply and demand, they intersect. It'll be equilibrium. Thus, everyone meaning individuals, firms, or countries as well, is satisfied with the current economic condition. At the given price, suppliers are selling all the goods that they have produced, and consumers are getting all the goods that they are demanding.